Be sure to check out some of my latest videos. One of my latest videos is the infamous comic book haul. You also have NECA Jason Voorhees. You also have the NECA Ultimate Michael Myers Halloween. And scroll down and watch some of my other videos like giant size Funko Pops. You girls and guys be safe out there, and I will catch you later. Peace. Let's stop and refuel. Got Stromboli. Oh yeah. Hey comic book peeps. Welcome to Direct Edition. Alright, let's do this. We got a comic book haul. And I'm thinking about throwing in some movies. And I'm also thinking about throwing in maybe a Funko Pop. But this is from your last video. Be sure to check out my latest videos. This is from the infamous haul. And the infamous haul basically is based off of that comic book, which is a cover swipe from the infamous Mobb Deep album. So you guys ready? Alright, let's get into it. And this episode of Direct Edition is brought to you by My Fake Earth Mall from China. And also a special woman in my life, lipsbykimmy.com. Check her out. She has all your makeup needs. And yeah, let's do this. Alright, so off the rip, I got a beautiful Wonder Woman. This is Wonder Woman number 226 from back in 2006. Friend or foe, this is the lead up to her Superman showing down and having an epic fight. Wonder Woman during this period was just untouchable as far as a warrior, because she actually took Medusa's snake hair off, squirted the poison in her eyes so she wouldn't turn to stone when she fought Medusa. That's how much Wonder Woman was a beast in this era. But very cool cover, and yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so here's another Wonder Woman that I could plug in the holes and plug in the gaps. This is from 2007, and this is Wonder Woman on the front cover with another Amazonian who was being her at the time. So very cool Terry Dodson cover, and didn't only stop at number 4 because I'm plugging in the holes and plugging in the gaps. But I got a beautiful copy of number 6. And the number 6, if you allow my 6 fingers to interrupt your video, this is a throwback to when they took Wonder Woman's powers away and made her into like a regular, like they sent her to like to Kung Fu classes, and she learned Kung Fu and all this kind of stuff. And it was supposed to be a liberation of her. I think George Perez was over that. It was supposed to be a liberation of her, but she actually, it actually backfired by the feminist movement. They were like, why would you take everything that's glorious away from Wonder Woman? But very cool period in her time. I would love comic books from that era. I think that was like the late 70s or the early 70s. And yeah, so that's number 6 from 2007. Very cool. Okay, so what would my comic book hauls be without a little bit of X-Men? So let's just run through the X-Men right quick because they're just run fillers. This is X-Men number 2. This is when it was like the all-female team. Jubilee just had the baby. Well, not had the baby. She found the baby and adopted the baby. Back in this period, she was still a vampire, which is very cool. And yeah, so let's keep going. So that's number 2. X-Men Legacy 237, Addie Gradoff cover. I think I've already had this, but I had to pick it up again just to make sure I had it. And that is Elixir on the front. That is Wolverine. That is, let's see, X-23, Cable. No, that's Hope and Cable and Archangel. X-23 is right there. So this is X-Force and also Hope and Cable. Very good run. I think I have the Second Coming, and I also have the other one with the Addie Gradoff covers. I forget what it's called. Messiah Complex. But I will buy the single issues, and I will buy doubles of them because I love that run so much. I have them in trade paperback, and I'm plugging in the holes and plugging in the gaps as far as the single issues. So let's keep going. Uncanny X-Men, Second Coming, Chapter 2, Addie Gradoff cover. And that is Wolverine fighting the Friends of Humanity, and that is Cable right there. Very cool Addie cover. Addie Gradoff is the man. And the last Addie Gradoff cover is X-Men Second Coming, Uncanny X-Men. This is Chapter 6. That's Wolverine standing over Hope as if he's going to kill her, but that's just Eddie Gredoff being extra. And like I said, he's one of my favorite artists. You know, it's like him, Adam Hughes, Jim Lee, you know, a bunch of other, Mark Brooks, a bunch of artists that I like. But Eddie stands alone almost at the top with Adam Hughes. All right, so let's keep going. That's your X-Men run. So as a huge X-Men fan, I always wanted to get this book in my collection, and I finally did like 5 years later. This is X-Men Prime #1. Very cool. Kitty Pryde is actually running the team in this book. And yeah, so I can finally get to read #1. And if I like it, I'm actually going to buy the trade paperback. So very cool. It's all your X-Men. Even Jubilee popping their gum. Alright, let's keep going. Okay, so it's time off tradition in my hauls. I show you an indie corner. And this is your indie corner. This is an epic book. This is Star Trek crossover with X-Men. So it's actually, I think, Dark Horse and Marvel, but it says Paramount Comics. Very cool. And this one, Wolverine and Spock get into it, and Spock hits Wolverine with the Vulcan, I think it's like the Vulcan touch or the Vulcan grip, and it knocks Wolverine out. So it's very hilarious. I've always seen this, like panels of this book, but I've never ran into it in person. So that's your first main event, and very, very awesome, very, very awesome indie corner. All right, let's keep going. So your next main event is Domino #1. This is a Greg Land cover, very beautiful cover. And yeah, you know, I definitely wanted to get Domino in my collection, especially after Deadpool 2. She really owned that movie, and I thought it was very cool, so finally got a chance to pick me up a copy. I'm not sure what do you call it, what printing this is, but yeah, I just like this cover, so very cool. All right, let's keep going. Your next main event is Punisher #1. This is when Punisher came back from the dead. I always wanted to get this comic because I have part 2, and yeah, this is like the second time that Punisher was resurrected. This is the first time Punisher was resurrected. The second time was after Daken killed him. So very cool. I always wanted it in my collection, and yeah, and it's a Marvel Knights. Very cool. So I always wanted Lois and Clark #1 because I thought it was the first appearance of Jonathan Kent as Superboy, but I'm not sure. I don't think this is. The internet really doesn't really say when is his first full appearance as Superboy. So it's very cool, but I always wanted to get Lois and Clark #1 because this is, you know, basically the Superman from the other universe, not the New 52, coming back to DC Universe. Just the continuity was just a big cluster. So anyway, yeah, very cool. Lois and Clark #1. And your last main event is the lenticular cover of Detective Comics #1. Well, it's a Detective Comics Futures End #1 one shot. It's the lenticular cover. So you have the Riddler, you don't have the Riddler. You have the Riddler, you don't have the Riddler. Gotta love those lenticular covers, man. Just very awesome. And yeah, so that's your whole movie haul. Movie haul, I'm sorry. Comic book haul. I wanted to show you guys some movies in this video, but I don't want to make it too long. But you know what? Let's get into some movies. So the first movie I picked up was Lemony Snicket's. Definitely love this movie. It's very awesome. Jim Carrey showed his acting range in this movie. And yeah, just like I said, I just had to have it in my collection again. Very cool movie. All right, let's keep going. So while we're on kids movies, I might as well show you one of my favorite teenager movies, which was Casper the Friendly Ghost. I definitely love this movie. Thought it was very awesome, and yeah, definitely had to pick it up. And I think I picked up all these movies for maybe like $5 so a piece. So very cool. All right, let's keep going. So remember how epic this movie was when it came out, Napoleon Dynamite? Definitely had to have it back in my collection. And yeah, just I'm going to be excited to watch this weekend. Just such a cult classic and just overall goofy movie. But who doesn't love Napoleon Dynamite? All right, let's keep rolling. So this is a movie I was looking for. It wasn't The Hateful Eight. It was actually The Magnificent Seven. So I finally have it in my collection. This is with Star-Lord and Denzel Washington. So I know it's going to be a good movie. And you got Ethan Hawke. So you have Denzel, Christopher Pratt, and Ethan Hawke. And you haven't seen them. You haven't seen Ethan Hawke and Denzel together since Training Day. So very cool, man. I definitely will. I'm gonna love watching The Magnificent Seven. Okay, so your first main event in movies is going to be A League of Their Own, and just awesome. I mean, I don't even need to say too much about this movie, but there's one line that describes this movie, and that's when Tom Hanks told the girls, "You're crying. There's no crying in baseball." And that was just so epic, man. And you know, you have Madonna, you have Gina Davis. Gina Davis is one of the biggest actresses of that time, especially in Beetlejuice. Always been a very sexy, sexy person, and not sexier than my fingers, but yeah, let's keep rolling. Okay, y'all, so I had Tupac the Resurrection and thought it was All Eyes on Me, so I finally found All Eyes on Me. I heard it was a terrible, terrible movie, but I definitely had to get it for the collection, especially if it's $5, and this is a Blu-ray, DVD, digital copy, so very cool. Finally going to be glad to put my Tupac fandom to rest because I can finally watch the movie that was based on one of my childhood heroes. So yeah, we got 2 more main events. So your last, oh, not your last main event, your second to last main event is the movie If He Dies, He Dies. When freaking the Russian kills Apollo Creed, Dolph Lundgren. I love Dolph Lundgren. If he dies, he dies. So very cool, man. You got to have this Rocky in your collection if you're a Rocky fan. You don't have to have all the films, but I definitely suggest that you have the one with Mr. T and you have the one with Dolph Lundgren, because those are the epitome of the 80s. That was the best Rocky movies. He suffered a loss in both of those movies, his trainer and the one with Mr. T, and also lost Apollo Creed in this movie. And he actually trained in the snow in Russia, which is very cool. So let's get into your last main event. So your last main event is the most evilest main event of all time. It is The Exorcist. What more can I say about this movie? You know how much of a horror iconic movie this is. I have to be careful of when I watch this movie because this movie is very, very wicked. It's very, very evil. It's very, very delightful. This is one of the first time that cinema touched on exorcism or possession. So very cool. I actually fell asleep on this last Saturday. And I didn't wake up with any demons or any bed shaking, but it was still like a very dangerous move for me to do. Because if I had dreamed about that little girl, I probably would have ran from downstairs. But Scary Movie 2 actually kind of killed this movie for me. Like, it's parts in this movie where it's still evil, but Scary Movie 2 made light of it. So, yeah. That is your most epic, awesomest haul ever. Because you have comic books and movies. And that's what this channel is all about. A variety. I haven't made a long video past 10 minutes in a while. And I appreciate you guys rocking out with me. So once again, I'd like to thank you guys and girls for tuning in to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. I love all you guys' channels. The smaller ones to the big ones. You girls and guys be safe out there. And I will catch you later. Remember, words of wisdom. Focus on the ones that show you love and on the ones that don't show you love. Hey, we're just going to keep on rolling without them. Whatever task is in front of you, execute it and do it beautifully. And do not get weary or do not get tired in doing good, because it's always going to come back to you. You girls and guys be safe out there, and I will catch you later. Peace.